Recently, I started experimenting more with local AI coding agents, and I quickly realized I was giving them way too much access to my machine. And one of the agents I tried didn't even ask for confirmation before modifying files or executing commands. I only noticed afterward when I had to roll back a bunch of changes and restore parts of the code base. And at that point, I couldn't really tell what else might have been changed in the background. And that got me thinking, maybe I'm not approaching AI-assisted coding securely at all. Because these tools are no longer just autocomplete, some of them can execute terminal commands, modify files, install packages, operate semi-autonomously. So over the last few days, I started changing my setup to make things a little bit more isolated. I also leave a link to the GitHub repo in the description if you want to check out the setup yourself. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Hee. I usually make videos about web performance, UI UX, and how I'm experimenting with AI inside my development workflow. So this video is more about me sharing what I'm currently experimenting with. Okay, so what I wanted was something practical and simple to implement, not enterprise level security, not some giant VM infrastructure, just something that I could set up right away to make my current workflow a little bit safer while still keeping AI-assisted coding convenient enough to actually use. So the first thing I did was uninstall a bunch of AI agents I wasn't really using, because every extra agent is another tool that could have file system access, terminal access, network access, package installation permissions. So I decided to simplify things and stick mostly with Claude Code for now. The next thing I changed was reorganizing my local projects. Now I keep all coding projects inside one dedicated folder. The idea here is to keep AI-assisted coding inside a clear workspace instead of letting agents roam across my entire machine. Because before this, I was basically giving tools access to everything: personal files, downloads, credentials, unrelated folders, which honestly feels a bit risky in hindsight. So I just wanted a clean boundary between AI workspace and everything else on my computer. And probably the biggest change I made was running the AI agent inside a Docker container. Again, I'm not claiming Docker magically solves security. I'm still learning this myself. But conceptually, it already feels a lot safer than running everything directly on my host machine. So my setup now looks something like this. I created one reusable Docker image with all the tools I need, including Claude Code inside a container. And the idea is, instead of installing AI tooling directly onto my local machine for every project, I create one reusable development environment that I can spin up whenever I need it. And inside a Docker file, I also set a working directory called Workspace that becomes the isolated project environment inside a container. Then I created a small run script to simplify the workflow. The main thing this script does is it mounts only a specific project folder into the container. So instead of doing something dangerous like this, which basically exposes my whole computer, I only mount a single project. So now when I run this, Claude only has access to that specific project folder. I also added a few small restrictions like limiting memory, limiting CPU usage, and avoiding unnecessary mounts. Nothing super advanced, just trying to gradually reduce how much access these agents actually have. I think this is something more developers are going to think about soon, because AI-assisted coding is getting incredibly powerful. But I don't think most of us have fully adapted our local development environments for it yet. So if you're experimenting with this stuff, leave a comment and let me know how you're approaching it.